Hello, everybody. Welcome back to WB Mason Presents the Joe Girardi Show right here on, yes, 3 games finish up this road trip, a long road trip for the Yankees, 2 in L.A., 3 in San Diego, and then 3 against the White Sox in Chicago. And as you mentioned earlier, Joe, 3 left-handers. It's strange. The Yankees actually have a winning record against left-handed starters, but you look at the way the Yankees are structured, they probably don't match up well against lefties.
You're probably right, but Ichiro has swung the bat extremely well against left-handers. It hasn't really seemed to bother Girardi. And now we add Soriano and Jeet back to the mix against lefties, and I think our lineup's a lot different than it was early in the season.
You know, the Alex Rodriguez thing is hanging over everybody, and probably by Monday we'll know exactly what the situation is, and then some of your issues are also solved. Is that hanging over your head, or do you just manage each game as it comes along?
I think you have to manage each game as it comes along, because you're never really sure when you're going to get a guy back when he's on rehab. You know, they can have setbacks. There's a lot of different things that can happen. But for me, it's always important just to manage the guys I have in that room, and when someone else shows up that's different, I'll manage him.
Now, the Alex situation is more than just an injured player. It's above your pay grade, what's going on. It's above everybody in the Yankee organization's pay grade. It's the commissioner's office. Do you voraciously read all this stuff, or are you trying to stay away from it?
No, I try to stay away from it. I try to, like I said, focus on what's going on in the clubhouse. And really, I don't have any answers for anyone, so it doesn't really do me a whole lot of good to talk about it. You know, I talk to Alex frequently, you know, and text him and see how he's feeling and how he's doing. My concern is the player and how he's doing and when he can possibly help us, but the rest of it is above my head.
Well, with 3 left-handers in Chicago, he obviously would help there. Let's talk more about the White Sox. Last year, they were in it until the final week, I think until the final day, and this year they're selling players off. It doesn't look good. What's turned around for this team? What happened?
Well, I don't think they've been quite as good offensively this year. They've had some injuries. I think Konerko's been beat up a little bit this year, and for whatever reason, they haven't won as many games. There's still some very good players there. You know, you have Rios and Wright, and you have Ramirez, and all I remember is Paul Konerko being a great hitter. That's all I can remember, because that's all I've ever seen. Adam Dunn is a guy that can hit the ball out of the ballpark. Sale has pitched outstanding for them. So, I mean, there's talent there, but for whatever reason, they haven't won games.
Are you kind of intrigued, because all those guys you mentioned, I'm going, wow, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
But the team's not pretty good. Why are they not doing that well?
You know, I'm not sure. We have not seen them this year, so I'll probably get a better pulse on it when we play them, but I'm not really sure.
Now, Yogi Berra has a saying, and it's a famous one, it's getting late early. And you know, with the Yankees, they're certainly within striking distance, at least of the second wild card, and then you could definitely do it to catch the East leaders. But is it too early for you to start looking at the guys ahead of you, what they're doing? Do you look at what the Orioles do? Do you look at what the Royals are doing? Do you look at all those teams that you might have to battle?
Well, I check scores every day because I'm a baseball guy. I mean, that's the bottom line. But the thing is, we have to worry about ourselves. We can't worry about what other people are doing. We have to win games. So me worrying about what the other teams are doing doesn't necessarily help us. So I pay most attention to our club and how we're doing. But it's human nature for me to check scores. And I check other scores during the season. If it's, you know, if we're playing during basketball season, I check those scores. That's just who I am.
I'm wondering, though, Joe, in order to make a run in any kind of division, you got to win a lot of games in a row. You got to reel off 9 in a row, or 10 out of 12. Does your team have that in it?
I think we do. You know, I think the big thing is scoring runs, and we need to score more runs.
How do you do that?
Well, I mean, as I said, we're getting some people back, and they're healthy, and that should help us.
How key is CC to pitch well every time out, though, because he's your stud?
Yeah, I mean, he is the guy that we've counted on heavily the last 4 years, and we need him to pitch well. That's the bottom line. And I looked at his start on Friday. He gave up a lot of ground ball hits. I thought he could have got out of the first inning without giving up a run, but it didn't happen. But we need to get him going.
All right. Also on this road trip, it's the final stop for the Yankees in Dodger Stadium. Final stop for the Yankees in Petco Park, so that means more gifts from Mariano Rivera. The Dodgers gave him a fishing pole.
Mariano, the Dodgers have heard that you are an avid fisherman, and Bobby Patton would like to present you with some customized deep-sea fishing gear that will help close the deal after you have hooked the big one.
Mariano, we want to say thank you. You're the greatest closer this game has ever seen. One of the greatest winners that's ever played this game. And you're a man who gives back to your community, too. So we want to say God bless you the rest of the season, but also for the rest of your life as well. Good luck, my friend.
Is he a fisher? I know his dad was a fisherman. Is
I
he
think
a
he
fisher?
did as a kid.
A fisher, a fisherman.
But my guess is his pole wasn't that nice as a kid.
It was pretty big, man.
Yeah, this is for hooking big fish. I mean, the reel was about like this.
Yeah.
And I thought the Padres, they gave him the beach bikes. So I guess up in Westchester, he'll be riding on the beach.
You know, it's interesting, Joe, and we were talking about it on the broadcast. Mariano's a very quiet, reserved, dignified guy. But it doesn't seem like he's uncomfortable. It seems like he's enjoying the love, because you look at the smile on his face every single one of these presentations. I think he's just getting a big kick out of it. Do you read it that way?
I think he's really enjoyed this, and he should, because there's not a lot of players that get to do what he's doing and go out your own way and be rewarded in every city. So, but, you know, we were in San Diego, and he started to get on the bike on the field, and everyone kind of laughed, and the people enjoyed it. So I think he's really giving back from a game that has been very good to him, and he's giving back to the people.
Your gut feeling, does he ever get on that bike in his life?
Yes, I think he will.
Really?
I do. I think Mo will get on it.
Be interesting. I wish we have cameras there. We have cameras when Meredith Morakovitz talks with Curtis Granderson, and that's coming up in just a moment on WB Mason Presents The Joe Girardi Show here on Yes.